Hey everybody, back to make another video here, and today came from started reading through the book of Philippians. So let me read to you the first couple verses of Philippians here. What really stood out to me, um, Philippians chapter 1 and verse 1 says, "This letter is from Paul and Timothy, slaves of Christ Jesus. I am writing to all God's holy people in Philippi who belong to Christ Jesus, including the elders and deacons." That's as far as I made it before something kind of popped out at me and said, "Hey, here's an attitude that you need to have." I got to thinking about just reading that first part where it says, "This letter is from Paul and Timothy, slaves of Christ Jesus." He doesn't say, great leaders in the church. He doesn't say strong Christian influence. He just says that we are slaves to Christ. And after doing some research, I went and looked up some things about Philippi and what the time would be like. And Philippi was pretty busy, happening place. And so they would have had tons of slaves at the time. And just in Paul's overall recollection of what he's doing here, he's looking at it. And later in chapter 2, Paul will try to encourage the people there at Philippi that they need to have that same type of attitude, because the people at Philippi would have been very aware of what a slave's attitude would be like. They would have been aware that the slave had a humility about them because of their position and job. So he reminds them in chapter 2 that, hey, you need to have the same attitude as well. So I thought that was kind of neat. I also thought about the fact that oftentimes we want to be the top dog. We want to be the leader of what's going on. At least that's kind of with me sometimes. I want to be up front. I want to be the leader. I want to be this great leader or orator. I want to be just helping people grow towards Christ. And I want people to see me and know that I'm kind of in charge and those types of things, which is funny to me because Paul, this great man of Christ, this guy who had done amazing things for Jesus, he writes and says that he is a slave for Christ. So that kind of made me think that maybe the lesson here today is that in order to be the great leaders that Jesus called us to be the great men or women or Christians that God has called us to be, maybe we need to start with our heart, our motives, and our attitudes about what Christ is calling us to do. Obviously, here by Paul saying he was a slave for Christ, he had the right attitude, the right motives, and his heart was in the right place. So that's what I'm going to look at today. Later.